Let's begin with a simple truth. You are not just a body in space reacting to circumstances, you are consciousness expressing itself through form. And that means what's ahead of you is not random. It's an outcome already encoded in the quantum field, waiting, vibrating, aligning with who you are becoming. But here's the catch. It's not coming to the version of you who's holding on to fear. It's not coming to the one who wakes up rehearsing past pain. It's coming to the you who aligns mentally, emotionally, energetically with that future before it arrives. So stay ready. Mind, body connection, elevating state of being. You see, we've been taught to wait for life to give us permission to feel joy. We wait for the money before we feel abundant. We wait for the relationship before we feel love. We wait for the opportunity before we feel worthy. But this model is backward. It's cause and effect, and that's not how transformation happens. When you begin to feel abundant before the money, when you begin to feel love before the partner, when you begin to feel fulfilled before the career break, through you signal to the quantum field that you are no longer trapped in time. You're no longer reacting to the old. You are creating from the new, and that's when life meets you not as a coincidence, but as coherence. The quantum field, living from the future, there's a version of you, a future, you already existing in the field. That version is healthy, that version is whole, that version is aligned, fulfilled, and living the life you sometimes only touch in dreams or meditation. And if you can mentally rehearse that version of you every day, if you can feel as if it's already done, you're not just wishing for the future, you're becoming it. That's not positive thinking, that's neuroplasticity. That's biology. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a real experience and one you vividly imagine. So what if, instead of waking up and remembering who you've been, you woke up and rehearsed who you're becoming? Now you're no longer living by the past, you're drawing your future to you. Closing the invitation to change now. You don't need to chase anything. You need to become the person to whom it's already coming. The opportunity, the healing, the break. Through they're not lost. They're simply waiting for resonance. So the invitation is simple. Wake up each day and rehearse the version of you who already has it. Regulate your nervous system to match peace, not panic. Walk like it's already done. Speak like it's already yours. Feel it in your bones. The field is listening. Reality is tuning itself to your signal. And the moment your inner world becomes more real than the outer, that's the moment it shows up. So stay ready, because what's meant for you, what's already on the way, is closer than you think, and you're not waiting on it. It's waiting on you. You are not simply a physical body reacting to your environment or a collection of circumstances that happen to you. At your core, you are consciousness, an energy field that expresses itself through this physical form. This means your identity is far more than what you see in the mirror or the roles you play in life. Consciousness is the fundamental essence that animates every cell, every thought, and every emotion you experience. It's the invisible thread connecting your mind, body, and the world around you. When you understand that you are consciousness expressing through form, you begin to realize that your potential is limitless. Your reality is not fixed or predetermined. It is fluid and responsive to the state of your consciousness. This shifts your perspective from being a passive observer to an active creator of your experience. Every thought you think, every feeling you cultivate, and every belief you hold shapes the energy you emit. That energy interacts with the field around you, influencing what you attract and how your life unfolds. Your brain, nervous system, and cells respond to this energetic state, rewiring and reorganizing according to the signals you send. When you identify as consciousness expressing through form, you begin to move beyond the limitations imposed by old conditioning and habitual patterns. You recognize that you are not defined by your past, your environment, or even your current circumstances. Instead, you are an evolving field of possibilities, capable of shifting your internal state to align with new outcomes. This understanding empowers you to take responsibility for your reality, not as a burden, but as an opportunity to create intentionally. As you embody this truth, your perception of yourself and your place in the universe expands, opening doors to experiences that were once out of reach. This is the foundation for profound transformation and growth. What lies ahead of you is not simply a matter of chance or random events. It is already present in the quantum field, waiting to manifest. The quantum field is an invisible realm of infinite possibilities, where every potential outcome exists simultaneously beyond time and space. This means that the future you desire is not something distant or unreachable. It's encoded in this vast energetic matrix, ready to be drawn into your reality. The way this works is deeply connected to the energy you emit. Your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs create patterns of energy that resonate within this field. When your internal state aligns with a specific potential, you begin to signal that version of reality. The quantum field responds to these signals, collapsing probabilities into actual experiences that match the frequency you broadcast. This is why two people in similar situations can have vastly different outcomes, because their energetic states are different. Understanding that what's coming is already encoded in the quantum field means recognizing that your future is not a passive waiting game. It's an active process of tuning yourself to the frequency of what you want to experience. You don't need to chase external circumstances or manipulate the outside world endlessly. Instead, you focus on shifting your internal reality, knowing that the outer world will adjust accordingly. The future is a potential waiting for your conscious attention and energy to bring it into form. This understanding empowers you to become deliberate with your thoughts and feelings, cultivating states that correspond to your desired reality. The moment you realize that what you want exists as a possibility in the quantum field, you can begin to embody that reality, now creating a magnetic pull toward its manifestation. This perspective dissolves fear and doubt because it reveals that the future is not fixed. It is responsive and fluid, shaped by your conscious participation. The future you desire will not come to the version of yourself who is stuck in old patterns, doubts, or fears. Instead, it arrives to the version of you who is energetically aligned with it, the one who has already begun to embody the feelings, thoughts, and mindset of that future reality. This alignment is not about wishful thinking or blind hope. It's about creating a coherent internal state that matches the outcome you want. When your mind and body are in sync with a new possibility, you send a clear signal to the universe, or the quantum field, indicating that you are ready to receive. This energetic coherence acts like a magnetic force, drawing circumstances, people, and opportunities that resonate with your new state. If your internal dialogue is full of resistance or disbelief, the energy you emit will reflect that, and the future will remain out of reach. But when you cultivate an internal environment of confidence, gratitude, and certainty, you shift your vibration to one of attraction rather than limitation. This is why many people experience what seems like luck or divine timing when they least expect it. In reality, it is the alignment of their energetic state with a future possibility that allows the experience to flow effortlessly into their lives. Staying ready means continuously evolving and tuning your thoughts, emotions, and actions to reflect the future self you want to become. It means living from the end result, not the current circumstances, so you can bridge the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. By maintaining this energetic readiness, you open the door for the future to arrive in perfect timing, and you become a co-creator of your destiny rather than a passive observer of chance events. This alignment is a dynamic process requiring awareness, intention, and consistent practice. Feeling abundant, loved, or fulfilled before the external signs appear is a fundamental shift in how you create your reality. Most people wait for outside circumstances, a paycheck, a relationship, a promotion, to validate these feelings, but this approach puts your power in the hands of the outside world, which is unpredictable and often out of your control. Instead, the true power lies in cultivating these emotions internally first. When you choose to feel abundant before the money arrives, you change your energetic state and send a signal to the universe that you are already operating from a place of plenty. This internal experience rewires your brain and nervous system, creating new neural pathways that support abundance thinking rather than scarcity. Similarly, feeling love and connection before a relationship manifests allows you to attract people and situations that reflect that energy. This is not about pretending or forcing positive emotions, but about genuinely shifting your focus and attention to what you want, rather than what you lack. Fulfillment, joy, and success are states of being that come from within and influence what you draw into your life. When you embody these feelings first, you move beyond reaction to your environment and into creation. This shift rewires your brain's chemistry, balances your hormones, and regulates your nervous system, which prepares your whole body to receive and sustain new experiences. The body and mind become aligned in a state of readiness, which dramatically increases the likelihood that the external world will match your internal reality. By practicing this daily, you break free from the cycle of waiting and begin living as though your dreams are already here, accelerating the manifestation process. This approach also reduces anxiety and stress because it roots you in a state of gratitude and peace, rather than fear and lack. Transformation happens when you create from the new instead of reacting to the past. Most people live their lives replaying old memories, habits, and emotional patterns, which keep them locked into familiar outcomes. These conditioned responses form a loop in the brain and nervous system, reinforcing the same realities over and over again. When you continue to identify with your past experiences, you are essentially telling your body and brain to recreate what it already knows. True change requires breaking free from this cycle by consciously choosing to think, feel, and act from a different place. A place that reflects your desired future rather than your past limitations. This means moving beyond reaction, which is automatic and habitual, into creation, which is intentional and present, focused. When you begin to imagine and emotionally connect with a new possibility, you activate different neural circuits in your brain. These new circuits, when repeatedly stimulated, become stronger and eventually override the old patterns. As a result, your body begins to adapt to this new reality on a cellular level. Your energy shifts, and your entire being becomes aligned with a new state of being. This process rewires your brain, shifts your emotions, and recalibrates your nervous system to expect new experiences, allowing transformation to occur naturally. By focusing on what you want instead of what you don't want, you step into a creative space where you are no longer a victim of circumstances, but a conscious architect of your life. This shift is not about forcing or controlling outcomes, but about becoming the person who naturally attracts the reality you desire. It requires patience, persistence, and a willingness to stay present with discomfort as old patterns dissolve. When you create from the new, you open yourself up to possibilities beyond your past experiences and allow profound transformation to unfold. There is a version of you already existing in the quantum field, a future self that embodies the health, success, love, and fulfillment you desire. This future self is not some distant fantasy, but a real energetic possibility that vibrates in the invisible realm of infinite potential. The quantum field holds all possibilities simultaneously, and the version of you that has achieved your goals exists there now, waiting for you to tune into it. The key is resonance. When your current energy matches the frequency of that future self, you create a connection that bridges the gap between now and what's possible. This future self is like a blueprint or a magnet that draws the circumstances, relationships, and opportunities needed for manifestation. When you mentally rehearse this version of yourself, imagining how it thinks, feels, and behaves, you begin to align your brain and body to that state. This alignment activates neuroplasticity, rewiring your neural pathways to support new habits, beliefs, and emotional patterns that reflect your future reality. By embodying this future self in your present moment, you shift from living by your past experiences to living by what's possible. This creates a coherent energy that sends a clear signal to the quantum field, collapsing probabilities into a single outcome that matches your vibration. The process is dynamic. The more consistently you connect with your future self, the stronger the signal becomes, and the faster the manifestations follow. This also changes how you perceive challenges and setbacks. They become temporary obstacles rather than permanent blocks because your identity is rooted in a future state rather than past conditioning. Recognizing the presence of your future self in the quantum field empowers you to take control of your journey, knowing that transformation is already underway and simply requires your conscious participation to unfold. Your brain cannot distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. When you create a detailed mental experience, complete with sensory input, emotions, and focus, your brain responds as if it is happening in the present moment. This means that imagining a future event with clarity and feeling triggers the same neural pathways as actually living that experience. The neurons fire in patterns that mirror real-life occurrences, releasing the same neurochemicals and reinforcing connections in the brain. This phenomenon is why mental rehearsal is such a powerful tool for change. Athletes, performers, and leaders often use visualization to prepare their minds and bodies for success, because imagining in action activates the motor cortex and primes the nervous system to respond accordingly. When you repeatedly imagine yourself in a state of abundance, health, or confidence, your brain starts to rewire itself around those experiences. Over time, this rewiring changes your habitual thoughts and emotional responses, making the new state feel more natural and automatic. The body begins to adapt to this new internal reality, adjusting hormone levels, heart rate, and other physiological functions to match the imagined state. This process also helps reduce fear and anxiety because your brain learns to associate positive outcomes with certain triggers, replacing old, limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Because the brain treats vivid imagination as real experience, you can leverage this to shift your identity and break free from old patterns. By consciously choosing what you focus on and how you imagine your future, you shape your brain and body to support new ways of being. This ability to mentally rehearse and embody new possibilities is a critical step in transforming your life from the inside out. Living from the future version of yourself means you are intentionally embodying the thoughts, emotions, and behaviors of who you want to become before the external reality has fully changed. This practice rewires your biology and reshapes your reality by creating new neural pathways and changing the way your body responds to stimuli. When you consistently focus on the future version of yourself, your brain begins to treat this new identity as real and begins forming connections to support it. This rewiring influences not only your mental patterns but also your hormonal balance, immune response, and overall physiology. Your body chemistry adjusts to match the feelings of success, confidence, health, or peace that you are cultivating internally. This is why people who feel more positive and empowered often experience improvements in their physical well-being as well. By living from the future, you change the baseline of your emotional and energetic state. This shift creates a new magnetic field around you, attracting experiences and people that resonate with this elevated state. Instead of reacting to the outside world, you become the creator of your experience, influencing the environment through your internal coherence. The consistent practice of embodying your future self also impacts your subconscious mind, which governs automatic behaviors and responses. As you change these deep-seated patterns, your actions align more closely with your intentions, making it easier to make choices that support your goals. This alignment between mind, body, and environment creates a feedback loop that reinforces your new reality. Over time, the outer world begins to mirror the internal changes you have made, and the life you imagined becomes tangible. Living from the future is not about escaping the present, but about transforming your present moment by holding a clear vision and emotional experience of what is possible ahead. Reality is a reflection of your inner state, constantly responding to the energy and signals you emit. Your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs create a vibrational frequency that interacts with the environment around you, shaping the experiences that come into your life. When you maintain a state of readiness, mentally, emotionally, and energetically, you become a powerful magnet for the opportunities, people, and circumstances that align with your highest potential. This readiness is not passive waiting, but an active, conscious state of being that involves clarity of intention and emotional coherence. The nervous system plays a crucial role in this process. When you regulate your nervous system to a state of calm, focus, and positivity, you create the optimal conditions for your body and mind to receive new information and experiences. Chronic stress, fear, or doubt disrupt this flow, creating resistance that blocks manifestation. By cultivating a state of balance and openness, you allow energy to flow freely and signals to be sent clearly to the quantum field. This energetic clarity attracts what is already in harmony with your vibration, accelerating the process of manifestation. Staying ready also means being adaptable and receptive, not rigid or attached to how or when things should arrive. Often, what is meant for you comes in unexpected ways, requiring openness to possibilities beyond your current understanding. The practice of readiness involves daily habits that align your mental and emotional state with your goals, such as meditation, visualization, gratitude, and self-awareness. These practices help you maintain coherence between your brain, heart, and body, creating a unified field that resonates strongly with your desired reality. When you consistently embody this state, you shift from a mindset of lack or waiting into one of abundance and arrival. This shift transforms your experience of time and expectation, allowing the natural unfolding of what is meant for you in perfect timing.